Ambassador Zalera stood in Stark's cold interrogation room, the sterile white light casting harsh shadows. He didn't want to deal with another human dilemma here. The Galactic Council had specifically sent him to this remote outpost to handle humanity's recurring troubles. After adjusting his uniform and taking a deep breath, he entered the room. The imprisoned man sat at a steel table, his arms folded but his posture relaxed. Zalera twitched in fury. Humanity's pursuit of peace was alarmingly flawed. Zalera, ambassador of the Galactic Council, his voice echoed in the small room. United Earth Navy Captain James Carter met his gaze with steady eyes. Determined, Zalera looked at the datapad in his hand. Captain Carter, you were assigned to the Proxima mission. Explain the nature of your species' colonial efforts. Carter slightly tilted his head, a gesture Zalera recognized as the human way of pondering. Our mission was to establish an outpost on Proxima's moon, a city in the northern canyon, as well as scientific bases on Europa and Ganymede. We had just begun when your patrol intercepted us. How many times must we stop you from overstepping your bounds? Zalera snapped. The Council has repeatedly stripped your species of its capabilities, yet you persist in your destructive expansion. We've dealt with your kind numerous times, and the outcome is always the same: relentless expansion followed by inevitable conflict. Carter leaned forward, curiosity in his eyes. I've never heard of this Galactic Council before. We've never encountered anything like this or any restrictions. Zalera's frustration deepened. You are too ignorant. We have confined you to your home world, destroyed your colonies, and stripped you of your technology countless times. Your memory may be short, but our records are long. Carter frowned. None of this is in our history books. We only recently discovered fusion power, and faster-than-light travel is still a theoretical concept. You say we've been a problem for a long time, but our recorded history goes back only about 50,000 years. Your kind has a selective memory, Zalera said, his eyes narrowing. Every time you reach a certain level of advancement, we have to step in. We push you back to the Stone Age, but you always find a way to claw your way back. Carter's brow furrowed. History repeats itself, but we're unaware of these interventions. From our perspective, we've progressed step by step. Zalera's frustration grew. You truly don't know. Your species has been an epidemic in this quadrant for millions of years. Medial. Carter raised an eyebrow. That's quite a stretch. Our recorded history doesn't even come close to that. Your records are incomplete, Captain, Zalera said. For the first time, your species developed faster than light travel. We welcomed you, but you resorted to nuclear weapons and war to resolve your disputes. Entire planets were wiped out. We had to step in, confine you to your home world, and strip you of your technology. Carter listened, a mixture of disbelief and suspicion on his face. So you're saying we've done this before? Every few 100,000 years we rediscover nuclear power, space travel, and inevitably war, only to be knocked back by you again and again. Exactly, Zalera said, his voice tinged with resignation. You split into factions, fight each other, and then expand outward, spreading your conflicts across the galaxy. We must destroy your colonies, halt your progress, and force you back to square one. And every time a person like you emerges, unaware of the cycle you are trapped in. If you're with us, Carter said with a hint of a smile, it's not enjoyable. Every time we hope your species can learn, you prove us wrong. Your resilience is both your greatest strength and your most dangerous trait. If only you could maintain peace, you could be valuable allies, but instead you remain a constant threat. Carter's expression grew serious. We didn't know we were being monitored, evaluated, and limited. Zalera stopped pacing and faced Carter directly. Ignorance is part of the problem. You're not seeing the bigger picture. The Council tries to guide you, but your inherent aggression and short-sightedness always lead you astray. Maybe we just need better guidance, Carter suggested. Or maybe we need to find our way no matter how messy things get. Your species is too unpredictable and dangerous to be left untested, Zalera replied. The Council has debated the issue of your extinction more than once, but each time we decided to give you another chance. Carter looked Zalera squarely in the eye. We didn't ask for your intervention. We didn't even know about it. We just do what we can to survive, explore, and expand. And by doing so, you threaten the stability of the galaxy, Zalera countered. Your nature makes you a risk we cannot ignore. Conversation had reached a critical point, and Zalera felt uneasy. There was something different about this man, something unsettling about Carter's calm demeanor, his probing questions, and his unexpected laughter. None of this fits the usual pattern. Carter broke the silence. You know, Mr. Ambassador, my ship was not alone. We had a fleet. I was just the last to leave. That's why you found me. Zalara's heart skipped a beat. What are you saying? Carter leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with something that sent a shiver down Zalara's spine. 3 dreadnoughts were escorting my ship. They were cloaked, and we've been developing new technologies. Ambassador, we've made contact with other species. We've been learning to adapt. Zalara's pulse quickened. We've been monitoring your species constantly. Not closely enough, Carter said, his voice edged with confidence. We've learned a lot, almost by accident, since the last time you fought us. We're not as primitive as you might think. Just then, the lights flickered, and Zalera felt the station tremble. His communicator blared with distress signals, but he couldn't take his eyes off Carter. What have you done? Zalera demanded. Carter smiled. It's not just me, Mr. Ambassador. Humanity has returned, and we are not alone. This time we've learned from your past actions and are ready. The lights went out completely, plunging the room into darkness. Emergency lights flickered on, casting a dark red glow over the room. Zalara's communicator buzzed with desperate voices as systems across the station failed. You planned this, Zalera muttered. Carter slipped his wrists free from the cuffs as if they had never been locked. We're tired of being beaten down. It's time we stood our ground. Zalara's mind raced. The situation was precarious. If what Carter said was true, a hidden human fleet could be poised to attack. Make a mistake, Captain, and this won't end well, Zalera warned. Carter shook his head. The mistake was thinking you could keep us down forever. We've adapted, we've grown, and now we're taking our place in the galaxy, whether you like it or not. Zalara's communicator buzzed with a priority alert. He glanced at the display, and his heart sank as he read the words, multiple unidentified ships detected around the station. Good luck, Mr. Ambassador, Carter said as he walked out into the chaos. You'll need it. Zalera stood frozen, the weight of the situation bearing down on him. The station's alarms blared, a deafening reminder of the imminent threat. Zalera issued orders, trying to rally the station's defenses, but deep down, he knew it was too late. Humanity had returned, more formidable and prepared than ever before. The Galactic Council's attempts to contain them had failed. Now they faced a new reality where humanity would no longer be subjugated. Power flickered again, and Zalera heard the distant sounds of explosions. The human fleet was on the move. He braced himself for the coming battle, knowing the galaxy would never be the same. This time, humanity would not go quietly into the night.